Ladies and gentlemen, did you all enjoy the story of a 200-year-old turtle? What do you think about the message from two kids? It gives you a lot of thought. The story is not a mere description of the journey of a 200-year-old turtle, but story of our planet and our daily lives. How can we be so sure those disasters will not happen again? Once I was ignorant of climate and environment issue. I guess I took nature and given environment for granted. However, one experience changed everything, my thoughts and the way I live my life. I took part in the 23rd Korean National Model UN Conference. I was in the Committee of Climate Change, and the agenda was response to climate change and the role of Green Climate Fund. I was in the delegation of Republic of Fiji, who is the actual host country of UNFCCC COP23. As I look more details and circumstance of small island stage for facilitation of the conference, I realized how the important issue is and how it directly relates to our lives and have tremendous impacts on human beings. I felt shame while I had been neglected for years and felt sorry for the people who are at the forefront of adverse effects of climate change, which in fact we are contribute to the cause. From the moment I decided to step forward regarding climate change issues, and knew for sure what I do to tackle climate change doesn't matter, no matter how small and trivial it is.
The year of 2015 was a moment to combat climate change. Paris Agreement established a global consensus to reduce carbon pollution and set the world on a low-carbon course. However, there are still some people who are skeptical about achieving this goal and even claim that Earth is going to be warm up 3 or even 4 degrees Celsius. In my personal opinion, the role of young generation is critical to combat climate change. Moreover, it is us who take the burden of climate change and live with it. As the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, said, and I quote, "Youth are adaptable and can quickly make low-carbon lifestyles and career choices as a part of their daily lives. Youth should therefore be given a chance to take active part in decision-making at local, national, and global levels." However, our opinions and thoughts are sometimes under-prioritized and excluded from decision-making process. To increase our participation and influences of young generation, 2 steps need to be taken. First, we need to raise climate literacy through climate change education, targeting young generation. I have the opportunity to share my experience and thoughts about climate change issues with elementary school students. And it was absolutely amazing how active and positive they were once they realized that their small actions in their daily lives have a huge impact on us. And they were so certain to make changes in their ordinary lifestyle, such as instead of taking their parents' car to school, they decided to walk, and moreover, they looked into what renewable energy sources are. Through this experience, I realized that enhancing awareness about climate change could be effectively done through education. Second, we, young generation, need a platform to share and discuss our opinions about climate change. This year, I had an opportunity to participate in UNFCCC COP23 through Climate Scouts program from Coalition for Our Common Future. There, I saw several youth events, such as the Conference of Youth and Intergenerational Inquiry. And I thought such platforms are necessary to enlighten young generation alongside education. When we know the society cares our voices and thoughts, we also have more responsibility for our own actions, and it motivates us to act.
As Julie mentioned in her speech, the burden of climate change will be more present on us, young generation. We need to pay more attention on climate change issues and as well as raise general awareness. However, just recognizing the problem is not good enough. We need to find solutions and which have to be linked with our actions. So, what can young generation do for climate change? What should we do to make differences in our society? I strongly believe that we, young generation, have power and capacity of awareness and taking action. We should be taking the reins and playing a leading role to tackle the climate change issues and spread efforts around the world and generations. Unlike other generations, we have the power to lead the cultural trend based on our online platform. For example, youth organizations like UNGO, which have strong online community, effectively share and connect young generations around the world with differences in our daily life to tackle the climate change issues. Moreover, famous artists and celebrities such as Leonardo DiCaprio and Earth Guardians have substantial impacts on raising awareness and bringing differences on our daily life through their own medium like music and movies. Like this, art and culture are the ones that people easily accept and spread over the generations. And I believe young generation can play a leading role by art and culture. In order to fulfill such role, I personally believe that various support from leaders of our society as well as government are essential. Taking all into considerations, I believe we, young generation, must play a bridging role among the generations by creating more approachable, fun, and easier way to understand the global issues and initiate action to tackle the climate change.
Yes, the voices from the young must be heard. Following my fellow's inspiring speech, I'd like to talk about specific concepts and examples of what we need to have. Green entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? Technology innovation? Market creation? What is the true meaning of entrepreneurship? It is not just about knowledge or technology that contributes to more profit and development. Rather, it is about an attitude and lifestyle. I think it is same for green entrepreneurship. Green entrepreneurship is everything that drives changes in our lifestyle towards a more sustainable way. Elon Musk did not found Tesla and SpaceX just for the money, but he started them to solve problems of climate change and finite resources for our future generation. The value of the one entrepreneur is accelerating the transition of our society to more sustainable consumption of energy. Before I joined KAIST Green Business and Policy Program, I worked for an energy company in Korea. 2 years ago, my team installed the world's largest ESS, energy storage system, in a wind farm. It was the first time installing 50.4 megawatt-hour battery at the top of the mountain, and it entailed lots of uncertainty. How was it possible? Economic feasibility? Operation expert? We had nothing. It was due to the vision and decisions of the top management based on their value for renewable energy. Based on such experience, I personally believe that green entrepreneurship has 3 important elements. First, the recognition of climate change that involves action. Second, action as a solution. And third, solution as a business model. With the same value shared among policymakers and business leaders, a good business model can be created and make a success in the market, which in turn leads changes of people's daily lives. Therefore, I think supporting green entrepreneurs, the true green entrepreneurs, is important to lead our society in a more sustainable way. By taking this opportunity, I'd like to share with you my vision and resolution as a young generation. I will be a green entrepreneur, not with business as usual, but with business as we want it. I'm not going to take the matter as the way it is, but I'm going to take the matter by considering the way how it should be. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you all share the same value with the young generation like me and work together to tackle climate change.